A lot of things are different for our kids than they were for us. We didn't have home theaters or decent video games or 24/7 episodes of SpongeBob and iCarly and something called regular show. But what has really changed everything are cell phones and the privacy they offer our children. Before my son started middle school, I had made up my mind that I would not cave to the pressure. "You'll change your tune," a friend told me. "What if he misses the bus?" Cut to Christmas and my son tearing open a cell phone, while his little sister calculates the number of months she has to wait under the Big Brother broke them in algorithm. I wasn't convinced he needed a phone, but he wanted one, and it was Christmas, and I was weak. Or maybe noble. That's what I prefer. Triumphing over my own jealousy. Having a phone, not to mention a modest texting allowance, in the 6th grade? The luxury. Back in the olden days, we didn't even have cordless phones. Telephones, if you recall, were all attached to a wall, either in your home or in public. You carried a quarter for the payphone, and everyone could see you cry when your mom forgot to pick you up from soccer practice. If you missed the bus, you didn't call anyone. You walked home. And when you got sick at school, you had to use that office phone with the rotary dial and the plastic cubes across the bottom. To have a private conversation at home, you stretched the phone cord down the hall, pinching it in your bedroom door, and then prayed your mom wouldn't unplug it while you were asking your BFF if she wanted to go with the new boy, who was always named Kurt or Tyler or Rob. Those deliriously fortunate enough to have a phone in their own rooms knew their parents were listening in from the kitchen. Today's kids don't have to worry about parents overhearing conversations, partly because phones are rarely used for speaking to one another anymore. The important information, what band is cool, whose house they're sleeping over at, and which color Converse to wear tomorrow, is relayed via text. It goes without saying that back in the olden days, we didn't have our own secret language that our parents couldn't figure out. We had to be clever and make plans while they weren't listening or watching. Now kids speak in an ever-evolving code of letters and symbols, incessantly tapping tiny keyboards and screens their parents never had. It's a miracle our olden days thumbs did not fall off like the vestigial tail from lack of use. Popular as texting had already become, I still figured my son only used the phone as a status symbol and to call me on the many days I forgot it was my turn at carpool. I didn't realize he was texting at all until I started. When my text racked up, I worried about the potential overage costs, so I logged into my account. While I was slightly under my plan limit of 200 texts, my son was up to 820. 2 weeks into the billing cycle. I immediately called my provider to request unlimited texting. And I sensed a golden opportunity. His excess was just what I needed to institute the partial pay policy I should have started when we gave him the phone. I confronted him with his excess. "But Mom, it's not like you can just end a conversation." Proof that my son is not yet a man. I told him that instead of making him pay for the overage, he was going to chip in $10 a month toward his phone bill. "But then I'll have less money." I didn't laugh. I did, however, take my now platinum opportunity to ask for his phone and read his texts. If I were a terrible person, I would read them here. Because they would make you laugh and reminisce over everything that was good and true and hasn't changed about the summer before 7th grade. But I won't, because I am a good mother. And because I am beyond grateful for what I read there in his private conversations with friends, both boys and girls. For now, for today, though he doesn't realize it, my baby is as innocent as the day I brought him home, wrapped in flannel and smelling like spit up. If only there were an unlimited plan for that.